Everybody, this is Dr. William Clark here for Leadership Conversations. This is the show where we talk about leadership according to the world that matters to you. And I wanted to continue the conversation we were having. 11 unproductive habits you're going to want to quit. This was written by Darius Farwa, and he shared some really good things. He wrote it for theladders.com, and I thought some of the things he wrote here was really, really helpful. So I wanted to pick up where we left off and continue the conversation. One of the things he says we need to stop doing that makes us wholly unproductive is not having goals. Listen, if you're a leader and you don't have goals, you're not a leader. There has to be something you're targeting. There has to be something you're trying to achieve or something you're trying to check off the box that's essential to your success. And as you are leading people, as you're leading organizations, as you're leading teams, stakeholders, customers, etc., to a certain location, they need to know where they're going. They need to know what they are investing their time and resources in. If you don't have goals, you're trying to check off and people don't understand what your goals are. They don't know what your goals are in the first place or the value of your goals. People are going to fall off and people are going to stop following you, and ultimately you'll be leading no one. Gotta have goals. It's okay to have small goals, okay to have big goals, and mix them up. They all work together if you're going in the same direction. But listen, you gotta have goals. And if you're a merging leader or you're a wannabe leader and you're trying to get to that phase where people respect you for what you do, people respect your work, etc., then you gotta start setting goals. Here's another thing Darius writes, and this is a good one, right? He says, stop saying yes. People think that being a leader, being a great leader, is saying yes to everything. Negative. No, 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 no. A leader thinks. A leader is aware. A leader is conscious. And because of that, a leader does not always say yes. And if there's a yes for a number of strategic reasons. Maybe because the leader can and will do the work. So yes, I'll do it. Perhaps there's a strategic benefit to saying yes, even though you may not want to do it. So yes, I'll do it. Perhaps there's the political implications, not big P, little P politics involved, and you'll say yes because you think you'll get a benefit from it later on by way of trading favors for favors. Who knows? But as you emerge in your leadership, as your leadership becomes strengthened and you start to mature in your leadership, you'll notice that everything does not deserve a yes. Perhaps it's strategic. Perhaps it's personal sometimes. Perhaps it's not in the best interest of where the organization is right now. Maybe it's a no now, but a yes later. There are a number of scenarios you would have to go through to determine what should receive a yes. That's the best way to say it. The more you're exposed to challenging assignments, the more you're exposed to opportunities to learn and to grow, the more you're able to see more, do more as a leader, and learn from your mentors and your colleagues and people you trust, the more you'll see why saying yes to everything is a bad idea. It does not help you. It does not help your organization. It doesn't add value. It doesn't increase favor by saying yes to everything. In fact, the more you say yes, the more people run over you. You'll learn that lesson as leader, but that's something to consider. And then here's another thing, and this is a good one. Darius wrote some good stuff in his article. Thank you, Darius. He says, stop relying on your memory. Now, if you're one of those people that says, I got it here, and you never write anything down, that's a little scary, all right? Because everybody doesn't have a photographic memory. That's not normal, okay? And I think what I've learned is over my career, I went from taking a boatload of notes because as you come out of college and undergrad, that's all you know. You take a whole lot of notes, you take everything down, and as you mature in your career, and if you stay in the same industry, you start to notice trends in language, in what's being said. You start to notice what's worth writing down. Or even if you start a new job, right? You know that you start writing down everything you hear so you can come up to speed as fast as you can to add value. And then as time goes on, you start writing less, but you still write notes. So if you're one of those people that says, I write absolutely no notes whatsoever, I need nothing, no, you need to stop doing that. Stop doing that. So don't rely on your memory. Write notes down. It doesn't have to be in narrative form. It can be in an outline form. It can be in bullets, which is one of my favorites. I love bullets. It's straight to the point. It jogs my memory. It keeps me focused on the meeting at hand and also allows me to remember what we talked about prior to, but don't rely on your memory, man. You just go ahead and write stuff down. It's okay. And here's the last one for this particular series. Stop neglecting your personal education. Now, Those of you who have a degree, God bless you. Glad you got it. Now, even if you have a degree, it's still your job to continuously develop and grow as a person so that you can increase knowledge, skill, and everything else that's necessary to be successful in your job. When you're in a particular industry, no matter what industry you're in, there are conferences, there are events that are taking place that are geared towards professionals like you to ensure that information is being shared, knowledge is being shared, people are able to come up to speed, you can transfer information so that it can advance your work, etc. Not attending those conferences, not reading articles or magazines relative to your industry, not reading books relative to your market industry, not joining roundtables or affinity groups relative to your industry, not following topics relative to your industry on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or YouTube, not listening to podcasts that advance your thinking harms you, holds you back, and reduces your ability to grow academically and professionally. Your personal education has less to do about a degree from a university, which is helpful. But once you get that degree, then what? You can't say, I'm done learning. You can't say, I'm done innovating. You can't say, I'm done with learning in a controlled environment. No, conferences are important. How much value would you put into learning about ways to do your job better, more efficiently, more effectively, cheaper, and with more strategic partners that you can leverage resources? How much better would you be able to do your job? How much better would your community benefit from that experience? You won't know what you're able to do, how you can get better at your job if you're not working on your personal education. Again, it's just not about going back to college. In some cases, you might have to. If you just have a bachelor's, you may want to go back and get a master's. I'm a doctor, so I'm always going to advocate go ahead and do that. But that's a commitment that is bar none. And if you're able to do it, God bless you. It's an awesome experience. But at least attend conferences, attend talks, attend events, networking events, dinners, galas, watch YouTube. Tear YouTube apart, man. I mean, YouTube is like a resource like no other. I mean, for those of you watching me on YouTube, here you go. All the stuff I'm talking about from a leadership standpoint. It's available to you via YouTube or via your favorite podcast, books. You know, one of my favorite things to do is listen to audiobooks because I'm always on the go. I'm always driving from one site to the next. I'm with my kids, with my wife. And because of that, it's difficult right now in this season of my life to sit down and crack open a book or to pull open my Kindle. So when I can't do that, I typically buy a book via Kindle and I buy the audio version and I sync them up together. And when I can't open up my Kindle, I listen to the book. And trust me, there's some good things I'm listening and hearing from these books that I'm bookmarking or I'm highlighting in my Kindle and I'm coming back to it later. I'm telling you, there is no excuse for you not to continuously grow in your learning towards your work. It is vital. We're in the middle of this series talking about habits you need to break so that you can become more productive. This is Dr. William Clark for Leadership Conversations. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and subscribe to my podcast on your favorite podcast platform. If you don't have a podcast platform, check out Anchor.fm. That's an app where I upload my podcast and my podcasts are distributed from Anchor, or visit me on gumroad.com/William P. Clark and you'll see my resources there as well. Till the next time, see you in the next show. Peace.